What's happening? What's up? I'm Oman. Welcome to the channel. Before we get started, let's go ahead and get these pleasantries out of the way. If you like the content, even if you don't necessarily agree with me on this particular take, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's like and go ahead and share it for me, please. All right, so we see the topic of discussion in the thumbnail. What we're going to talk about today is when is it too soon to start couples counseling? And I was watching Love and Marriage Huntsville a couple months ago, and one of the couples, the wife, she decided to surprise a counseling session on her husband. And Buddy goes through the session, and afterwards, he's giving his take on it, and it's essentially, I'm not going back. I don't need anyone to really help me with my marriage. So the question was posed to me, would I go to couples counseling? And yeah, in my opinion, if my situation going wrong and you can figure out a way to make it better, I'll take that. I don't have to be the one to figure it out. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go if it's gonna make my situation better, improve my partner's situation. She's happy, I'm happy. I'll go. And then I started to think about it. Why do we look at couples counseling with such a negative light? Why is it thought of as if you're going to couples counseling, you're headed to a divorce or you're trying to prevent divorce? In every other area in our life, we look at the importance of maintenance. We have the importance of maintenance with our vehicle, the importance of maintenance with our health as far as our annual checkups. Our relationships and starting relationships should be the same way. I'm doing couples counseling to make sure everything is running right. I'm doing couples counseling because I don't want to get to that place of I need to start going. So when you make a decision that you want to be in a relationship with someone, for the most part, what we're saying is you're the person I want to see whether or not I can make it to the altar with. Then you want to give yourself every opportunity to mitigate any risk that may occur from simply not knowing each other. And all of us been in that situation before where we start a relationship with someone and in the beginning everything is great. You love being around them, they're funny, the sex life is good. I found the one. You wake up with nothing but smiles about that person. 3 weeks later, everything is going down. We can't stop from fussing. Oh man, this lady, man, she turns my hair gray. So you look at that situation and you think, well, I don't know what went wrong. But what if someone tells us, then I have a way that I can provide tools to help you learn how to navigate those choppy waters, how to get these conversations and these feelings out that are difficult to get out at the beginning of a relationship. So that's where the benefits of couples counseling is going to be. It may stop some of the relationships from failing early. It may help them to actually succeed. And instead of us starting new relationships all the time, now I'm working on a relationship and we're building and growing like everybody says they want to do. So I put together a list of 4 of the top benefits that's going to come from couples counseling. And when somebody put together a list, they're going to do nothing but drop nuggets on you. So here goes some nuggets. People going to couples counseling, it shows a commitment to that relationship. If I'm going to a couples counseling session with you, I'm showing that I value our love, that I'm willing to care for our love, I'm willing to work, and I'm willing to listen. When two people do show that amount of commitment towards each other, immediately, and nothing's wrong, immediately we're going to feel a closer bond to each other. We feel like we're really working towards something. A second benefit of couples counseling is it's going to set that foundation for you. At the beginning of a relationship, you want a strong foundation. And that foundation is going to be set with couples counseling because it's going to teach y'all how you're going to communicate with each other. It teaches you how to resolve conflict. It teaches you each other how y'all want to be loved and how to love the other person properly. It's going to give you a strong foundation that you may not necessarily be able to get just the two of you, because some of those discussions you're not going to be able to get on your own. So that foundation, which is important in every relationship, is set and it's going to be a little bit stronger. A third thing that's going to come from couples counseling is going to get rid of some of that unnecessary conflict. I read a study, or I read a finding that says that the average couple waits 6 years before they start going to a counseling session. 6 years. You know how much damage you're going to do in 6 years? How much resentment you can have built up? How much anger you have built up? And then you got two people trying to save their marriage, but are both parent parties really going to be giving their all at that point in time? So at the beginning, when we start to feel a little conflict, we have a little unease, instead of ignoring it or it is just what it is, we have that couples counseling session that's going to help us navigate what we feel, talk about it. I learned that, I was doing this because in my previous relationships, people found this enjoyable. I now know that this is annoying to you, and you're telling me that this is annoying to you, and I can easily cut that out. I can easily fix this here. So I'm not going to know everything about you at the beginning, but this is going to allow me, with the couples counseling and someone guiding us through this conversation, this is going to help me to grow with you, to learn this is what she likes, this is what she needs, and that's a benefit. And the fourth thing we're going to talk about that comes from couples counseling is it may let you know that you two just aren't meant for each other. You may have a good time, y'all might enjoy each other those first couple of months, and you see that person as being a potential partner. But sometimes we don't have those deep conversations, and without those deep conversations, we may miss some of the things in life that we're just not a good fit with. And couples counseling can help bring that out. I may find out that how you want to retire, how you want to live your life in the future, your vision of what a family should look like may not necessarily align with mine. How you view going to church may not align with how I think about going to church. And with this, it allows us to go, we figure things out, and we can part and go our separate ways, as opposed to we figure it out the long way and the hard way. 8 or 9 months later, we fussing, or worse yet, we get into a relationship or to a marriage, and we never went and discussed those things in details. And 2 or 3 years later, we're headed towards divorce already. So there's a lot of benefits that comes from couples counseling. And I think when we start living our lives, and we're looking at how do I find love, a lot of us have taken on that task of, I'm going to work on me. And when they say that they're going to their own individual counselor, they're trying to get rid of any, things that may have prevented them from finding love in the past. Well, once you found that person you feel is worthy of being in a relationship with you, and you feel like, you're worthy of being in a relationship with them, then y'all got to work together to make sure that it can grow and that it can last. Don't just give up on it because, this isn't normal. Well, normal is not necessarily always working nowadays. So that's why we're going to look at just different alternatives. And if you don't want to go to a couples counselor, pick up a book that's going to teach you to how to communicate with each other. Share a book that is going to teach us just some steps that we can take so we can better resolve conflict, because relationships, they can be hard on the heart when they don't work. And we start to put a negative stigma on relationships lately of why everything is going wrong, and we don't necessarily focus on what we can do and all the tools that's being given us to us in today's society to make relationships work and make relationships a little easier. Now, I know some people also, they just don't want to pay that $100 a session for to go see a counselor, especially when nothing's wrong. But best thing about it, if you check out most employers, their EAP program, you can go use your EAP program, get some sessions in for free. If your partner, their job offers it, that's another maybe 3 to 5 sessions in for free. And you're strengthening your relationship, and you're not even coming out of pocket. So there's so many different reasons why to go, and it's free. If somebody tell me they're going to help make my situation for free, I'm going. So that's the video for today. We're going to go with these pleasantries again. If you like the content, even if you don't necessarily agree with me on this particular take, go ahead and subscribe, like it, and share it for me, please.